Coronation Street star Sydney Martin has opened up about the amount of preparation that has gone into Betsy Swain's ongoing stroke storyline. In the past few episodes of the soap, Betsy was left fighting for her life after being found collapsed on the kitchen floor by Ryan Connor and rushed to hospital. Lisa Swain and Carla Connor rushed to be by her bedside, where it was revealed the youngster had suffered a stroke at just 18 years old. Then, after her condition appeared to stabilize, she experienced a second stroke. Doctors later confirmed the strokes had been caused by a blood clot which formed due to neck artery damage from a temporary loss of circulation, which Betsy later confessed occurred when her boyfriend Dylan Wilson strangled her consensually during sex. The storyline, which saw Corrie work with Addressing Strangulation, FAS, the Stroke Association and Sapphire, will see Betsy struggle through her recovery and the significant life changes that will follow. Taking to TikTok to answer questions from fans, Sydney explained that she was made aware of the storyline in November when research began. One of the biggest questions I got asked a lot was about the current storyline on Coronation Street, she began. So I found out in November of last year, and we started filming it in the second week of May this year. So it gave me a lot of time to sit down and think about it. She continued, "It's daunting. It's a heavy storyline. It's a lot of responsibility, and so there was a lot of convincing myself that I was capable and a lot of confidence growing in that time. But we spoke to some amazing people, some amazing charities, Neve, Louise, the Stroke Association, FAS, Sapphire. And it felt like a real privilege to see and hear these stories and know how important it was to put these on screen, and for young people to have that representation, just filled me with motivation. But yeah, of course, it's daunting. It's a lot of pressure, but I felt very privileged and lucky to be trusted by Corrie to do it and to do it justice. And I hope I have, and I hope I will, go on to." Sydney Martin stood in the familiar bustle of the Coronation Street set, surrounded by the controlled chaos that has made the ITV soap a household favorite for decades. Cameras rolled, crew members hurried between scenes, and actors rehearsed emotional dialogue. Yet despite being surrounded by experienced castmates, Sydney found herself preparing for one of the biggest challenges of her career, a storyline she admits felt both exciting and incredibly daunting. The actress, who has quickly become a fan favorite through her portrayal of Betsy Swain, recently opened up about her first reaction after learning what producers had planned for her character. While Betsy has already faced plenty of drama since arriving on the cobbles, this latest chapter promises to push her further than ever before. And according to Sydney, reading the scripts for the first time left her stunned. A storyline unlike any before. Soap fans know that Coronation Street never shies away from difficult subjects. Over the years, the show has tackled everything from mental health and addiction to crime, family conflict, and personal tragedy. This time, Betsy finds herself at the center of a storyline that carries enormous emotional weight. Sydney revealed that as soon as she received the scripts, she realized the responsibility resting on her shoulders. She admitted her initial reaction was one of nervous excitement. "It was definitely daunting," she explained, recalling those first moments after discovering where Betsy's journey was headed. Rather than simply worrying about delivering dramatic scenes, Sydney said she immediately thought about the viewers who may relate to Betsy's experiences. That realization made her determined to portray every moment honestly and respectfully. Growing alongside Betsy. Since joining Coronation Street, Sydney Martin has watched Betsy evolve from a rebellious teenager into one of Weatherfield's most layered young characters. Initially introduced with plenty of attitude, Betsy often clashed with those around her, creating tension both at home and across the street. But over time, audiences began seeing the vulnerable side hidden beneath her tough exterior. This new storyline builds on that emotional complexity. Instead of relying purely on shocking twists, it focuses on Betsy's personal growth, forcing her to make difficult choices while confronting situations she never imagined facing. For Sydney, that character development is exactly what makes the role so rewarding. She described Betsy as someone who constantly surprises her, saying every script reveals another side of the teenager that audiences haven't seen before. Preparing for the challenge. Taking on emotionally demanding material isn't something actors can simply improvise. Sydney revealed she spent significant time preparing before filming began. She carefully studied each script, discussing Betsy's motivations with the show's writers and directors. She also spoke extensively with fellow cast members, ensuring every emotional beat felt believable. The preparation wasn't just about memorizing dialogue. Instead, Sydney focused on understanding how Betsy would realistically react under intense pressure. That process, she admitted, helped ease some of the nerves she initially felt. Even so, there were days when walking onto the set still felt intimidating. When you're dealing with something this emotional, she suggested, you just want to get it right. Support behind the scenes. Fortunately, Sydney wasn't facing the challenge alone. One thing she praised repeatedly was the incredible support offered by the Coronation Street family. Experienced co-stars were always available to offer advice, whether helping with particularly emotional scenes or simply reassuring her between takes. Crew members also played an important role in creating a comfortable filming environment. On difficult shooting days, everyone worked together to ensure the atmosphere remained supportive despite the heavy subject matter. Sydney described that teamwork as one of the biggest reasons she felt confident enough to tackle such a demanding storyline. Betsy's relationships put to the test. Although producers are keeping many details under wraps, viewers can expect Betsy's relationships to face enormous strain. Those closest to her will be forced to make impossible decisions, while Betsy herself struggles to determine who she can truly trust. Fans have already seen how fiercely independent Betsy can be. However, this storyline challenges that independence in unexpected ways. Rather than solving every problem alone, she may finally discover the importance of leaning on others. That emotional shift could redefine her place within Weatherfield. Why this story matters. Soap storylines often entertain through dramatic twists, but the most memorable plots are those grounded in real human experiences. Sydney emphasized that this upcoming arc aims to spark conversation rather than simply shock audiences. She hopes viewers recognize the emotional truth behind Betsy's journey. Many people watching at home may identify with similar feelings of fear, uncertainty, or vulnerability. By portraying those emotions authentically, Sydney believes television can encourage meaningful discussions among families and friends. That's one reason she approached the scripts with such care. Fans react with excitement. The announcement of Betsy's major storyline immediately generated excitement online. Social media quickly filled with fans predicting what might happen next. Some speculated the storyline could transform Betsy into one of the show's central characters. Others praised producers for giving Sydney an opportunity to showcase her acting abilities. Many longtime viewers pointed out how much Betsy has matured since first arriving on the street. While opinions differ regarding exactly where the plot will lead, one thing is clear: audiences are eager to see Sydney take center stage. Learning from the experience. For Sydney personally, the storyline represents more than another acting job. She sees it as an important milestone in her career. Taking on emotionally challenging material has helped her grow professionally, teaching valuable lessons about performance, preparation, and resilience. She admitted there were moments when filming felt emotionally exhausting. Some scenes required multiple takes because of their intensity. Others stayed with her long after cameras stopped rolling. Despite that emotional investment, Sydney believes the experience ultimately made her a stronger performer. A bright future on the cobbles. Betsy's future remains uncertain. As always in Coronation Street, today's friendships can become tomorrow's rivalries, while shocking twists are never far away. Whatever happens next, Sydney appears ready for the challenge. Her enthusiasm for the role shines through every interview, and her determination to deliver authentic performances continues winning praise from viewers. With each new storyline, Betsy becomes an increasingly important part of Weatherfield's ever-changing community. If this latest chapter lives up to expectations, it could become one of Sydney Martin's defining performances. The pressure of soap stardom. Joining one of Britain's biggest television institutions is intimidating for any young actor. Every week, millions of viewers tune in with high expectations, ready to scrutinize every scene. Sydney admitted she still feels that pressure. Knowing audiences are emotionally invested in Betsy's story only increases her desire to perform at her best. Fortunately, she has learned to channel those nerves into energy. Instead of allowing fear to overwhelm her, she uses it as motivation to improve with every episode. Looking ahead. As anticipation builds, Coronation Street fans can expect plenty of emotional moments involving Betsy in the weeks ahead. While producers remain secretive about the storyline's biggest twists, Sydney's comments suggest viewers should prepare for an emotional roller coaster. Her description of the plot as daunting speaks volumes about its scale. But it also highlights her commitment to delivering a thoughtful, heartfelt performance. For audiences, that's an encouraging sign. When actors approach sensitive material with genuine care, the result often becomes some of television's most memorable storytelling. Whether Betsy emerges stronger, suffers heartbreaking consequences, or surprises everyone with unexpected resilience remains to be seen. One thing, however, is already certain. Sydney Martin is embracing the challenge with courage, professionalism, and determination. If her passion is any indication, Betsy's upcoming journey could become one of the most compelling Coronation Street stories of the year, one that not only keeps viewers talking but also reminds them why the iconic soap continues to resonate generation after generation. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.